In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my struggles with trying to start a business. Everything that's going through my head currently as a 23-year-old trying to do something on the side because I'm so aware of that's going to be required to live a life that I want. So like I said, my struggle for probably the past 3 years has been starting a business. Just finding out something, one, that I'd like to do, two, that I'd like to leave an impact with, and three, that I believe creates a return ratio that's worth it to me. And that, I mean, I'm picky. That has to check a lot of boxes. I think for me, the problem is I get stuck in these two minds, right? One, I really like digital companies, not even companies, but like digital money making, like social media content creation and whatnot, like niche pages, stuff like that, stuff that will make you money without even having to create a product per se. The idea of like gathering attention and filtering that and getting paid for that, I think is pretty cool. However, I hate to talk in front of a camera. I hate to make my own content. I'd hate for all of my money to be made around me just talking and either giving advice or sharing something, right? I don't like that idea. I mean, the fact that I'm doing it here is kind of scary in itself. But I just want to document my journey, to be honest. On the one hand, I want to do digital marketing and whatnot, but on the other hand, I don't want my name to be out there. I think it's ironic that I'm making a YouTube channel, but I don't want to be solely known for the content I make about myself. Most of my money could be made like anonymously. That'd be the coolest part. It was interesting. It was something KSI said when I was on a podcast probably years ago when I used to watch him. But he was like, you know, if I could go back and somehow find a way to make all the money without the fame, so much rather do that. And that was kind of a sign to me, because it's like being viral and people recognizing a face and then liking a personality is probably an easier way going about making money. But the harder part is to do it through a company, through a business, something like that, right? I think that's a lot harder. So that's what I'm after. And then I run into the other issue is like I want to do something in terms of I know a far bit about like web development and marketing and whatnot, but I don't like to code. I hate it. I know I can pay other people to do it, so like there's still thoughts in my head of like I just think about how many small businesses have terrible websites and terrible social media platforms, and like how much money you could make showing these people and building websites and apps or social media pages for them, even if it is just boilerplate stuff. I think there's so much money in that still for these like older, smaller businesses that are just getting by and don't know the power of social media and whatnot. So, but yeah, I think the issue is, and I'm sure a lot of people are like this, but the issue comes down to like, once you get technical, you're like, yeah, I'd love to do this in an ideal world. Yeah, I'd love to do this if there's no issues, but there is. So I think the way to go about that is just looking at it. If there were no issues, if you could run your ideal business, what would it be? And I think about mine, and honestly, mine is some kind of teaching platform where I'm just spreading knowledge I've learned or learned through others. I have accounts on like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, YouTube, Shorts, TikTok, and it's just sharing either knowledge I've learned or passing it around, basically. But there has to be a niche, so I have to find a niche somehow. I want to say the self-improvement niche is one I'm interested in. I figured in, and this is something you guys can take a note into as well, simply recording yourself talking about your thoughts. It's not a bad idea. It helps me clear my head and actually pick stuff too, because when I'm talking to an audience, even if it is 5 people, it forces you to make a decision, right? And I've done it all. I've looked through it all. I've done drop shipping. I've obviously these methods are successful. It's just the like I said, the return ratio of like how much I would enjoy putting work in isn't there for me on drop shipping. Day trading, same thing. It's just I make like 75 grand a year. I still am nowhere near financially to nowhere near to invest the amount of money you need to actually make money on that stuff. Like you would need a cash account with $25,000 in it, and that's just to get started, and that's just to get started. And hoping you lose zero money and you only gain a little bit at a time, yeah, not worth it to me. I just feel like creating some kind of digital platform for me is the best option, because I really like the idea of creating something out of nothing. It's like that's the beauty of the internet, is I don't have to record myself all the time. I don't have to create my own product. I don't even have to create my own service, but just garnering attention is making people a lot of money in this world, and it's something I really want to attack. I think I'm going to try to start I like the idea of starting on Twitter just because I'm a fan of Elon Musk. I think I'm gonna do Twitter, but I also think I need to start somewhere familiar, which for me has always been Instagram, because I've done niche pages before. I mean, I've only gotten one up to 1,000 followers organically, and that's nothing. That could take you 2 weeks if you're dedicated enough. The Instagram fad is dying a little bit. Instagram is like, it's weird. It has its own purpose, but I feel like it's very much people's like social cover page. So I don't know how much people like when I think about me scrolling through Instagram, I'm scrolling through the shorts more than the posts, you know. So if you're scrolling through the shorts more than posts, at what point do you just go to TikTok? So that's another thing. And then X I really like, because you don't even have to do video creation. It can literally just be words, which one I think is more concise than a video. It can be perceived as a little bit more professional. And like I said, I'm a supporter of Elon Musk and the things he does, so I like the and the reason why I say it, like I want to do X, is that's in a way contributing to him, because you've seen the ad strikes people have been going on and whatnot, and I think having this creator platform where you get paid a chunk of the ad revenue is still you boosting revenue for the company, you know, whether you see it that way or not. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I just feel like I need to create something digital. I need to commit to some kind of niche page, go from there. If I can make a little bit of money, then that's cool. That's the other issue is with Instagram, is you don't make any money. There's no creator fund or whatnot. TikTok is hard because I feel like it's very personable. Like there's 3 types of videos. There's either the long form content, there's the video splitting, where it's like you show something informational but then you have something eye-catching on the other side, which basically is enough to distract your brain to pay attention to one thing with your eyes and listen to the other thing. And then there's just like being yourself in front of the camera, which I really don't want to do. I mean, I'm doing it now, but long form content has always been easier for me because the idea of YouTube seems very much more stable, right? So it's like if I can slowly build an audience on YouTube, I'm a lot more happy with that than TikTok, I guess I should say, because TikTok is very algorithm based, it's very niche based. Not to say YouTube isn't either, like it very much is, but TikTok always seems like you're chasing the 8 ball. You're like always fucking what your videos either get every view or no views, and I feel like YouTube's a little bit more consistent than that. Sharing my thoughts on the business aspect, where I want to go from there, and yeah, really just try to figure this thing out, because I make 75 grand a year. I still have debt to pay off. I don't even pay for my own apartment. I don't pay full rent, and I know I'm still struggling. So it's like I can only imagine having to live off only this income for the rest of my life. Obviously, I'm due for raises in years to come. Probably the next 2 years I'll be making full wage, but that's still probably with overtime, maybe 100 grand a year, which 100 grand a year in this state with overtime, so not flat rate, is probably like $2,800 a paycheck, 2,800, 2,900. So it's like something to keep in mind. It's like 2,800 a paycheck is a lot, but not a lot at the same time. So yeah, I just know I need to make something on the side, and I think it's very important to me that I have something on the side that not only makes sure that I'm financially stable, but also gives me a backbone to do what I want career-wise. Like, I really enjoy my job. I really enjoy what I do, and I can only keep doing it forever if I make enough money on the side to keep doing it, because right now the place I work and whatnot, it's not viable. I mean, honestly, most positions in my niche aren't viable for living the life I want to live. So it's just kind of a necessity at this point that I need to make money elsewhere. So, but yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys learned something or learned something new about me. Yeah, but thanks for watching.